Hello, and welcome to Sincere Tarot. The question today is, what is your spiritual gift? So pick a number, 1, 2, or 3. Definitely stick around for collective read at the end. For everyone, that's you. So 1, 2, or 3. Whichever number resonates with you the most and feels the most like relief. Comment below what group you picked and how this reading resonated with you. I love always reading all of the comments and I really appreciate them a lot. And for anyone who is interested in a private reading, just check out the description down below. So let's get started. Oh, and there are timestamps for each group, okay? So let's start with group 1. What is group 1's spiritual gift? Ooh. Cutting through the BS, seeing people for who they really are. I would definitely say that. And this gift has come through a lot of hurt and being betrayed by people, but you're so in touch with your intuition now because of the betrayal in your life. So the energy we have in the past is the Justice card. This is someone who absolutely sees things clearly, sees through the BS. It's part of your identity because it's a major arcana card. So this is something that you've got for like your whole life. Also, you are also able to see a really good balance. You're able to see many different perspectives. I think you're really good at judging people for who they are. And just, you see them. Your energy is coming up as the 4 of Cups, so this has come from a lot of pain and suffering, unfortunately, and probably you've had, maybe right now with this gift, you have a huge lack of confidence, but there's always so much hope. You've learned, we've got the 9 of Wands as well, it's about your gift, and so your intuition is actually way more spot on than you even realize. You might just have like a certain vibe about people or situations and just very carefully navigate yourself out of those situations. You might have a feeling like something bad is coming and it happens, or there's someone that you can't trust and then they betray you, for example. I feel like, so the energy kind of around all of this is the 10 of Wands. So I feel like you've actually just been through enough situations in your life where you have learned so much about people, and it's almost like you've reached your breaking point, and you're now really going to tap into this gift. So I feel like you hadn't completely tapped into this gift in the past, which you have. It's innately part of you, but you're absolutely tapping into it now. Now, the outcome is the Ace of Wands, and that is you absolutely waking up to your intuitive nature, listening to your gut, listening to your instinct, just that fire in your belly, like you're really following these feelings, these knowings that you have. You might not understand why you feel a certain way about a person or a situation, but I think you're now just completely trusting it, because I feel like you've absolutely regretted not listening to your intuition in the past. You are being aspected by the 3 of Swords, so betrayal, people have backstabbed you, people that you used to get along with. I think you're much better at discerning people now. Like you always had that skill, sussing people out, but I think maybe you kind of ignored it because you just wanted connection, you wanted love, and there's nothing wrong with that. But maybe we're just searching after that connection in the wrong situation or the wrong person. You've had a lot of healing, and through this healing, we've got 6 of Swords here. Through this healing, you know, you're coming to realize that you're learning to trust your intuition and just that gut feeling. Let's get a few clarification cards for group 1. Yeah, so all of the pain and suffering in your life is coming to an end. Like it's closed because you've learned your lesson. You've learned what you've needed to learn. So now I feel like you're absolutely going to be listening to your intuition no matter what other people say, or even what your head says with the old patterns. You have had to deal with some really horrific situations, and I feel like potentially mental illness, addictions with like drugs or alcohol may have clouded your judgment in the past, or being in a relationship or involved or raised by a narcissist, for example, someone who's just all about themselves. Potential Capricorn. All right, we'll do a few more, then some advice so that we can hone this gift that you have, seeing people for who they are. People have clouded we've got the Seven of Cups here. People have clouded your judgment in the past. And again, it may have had something to do with substance abuse for some of you, or mental illness. So that was the only thing kind of blocking you. The outcome is being aspected by the Three of Cups, abundance. So I feel like if you feel like you don't have friends, like if you do, great. But if you feel like you don't have solid friends or a solid group or community or network or a good working environment or whatever, that's coming because you are going to be listening to your intuition a lot more. Let's get some advice cards for group 1 so they can hone this spiritual gift of truly seeing people for who they are. And also, just before I even pick up some of those advice cards, looking at the spread again, I feel like your intuition is your gift, but also messages. You might kind of have certain thoughts that come into your head that it's like your intuition speaking to you, or there might be synchronicities or certain songs that you hear that might help guide your intuition. All right, so let's see. The first advice card is strength. So just keep making decisions that are strong, that put you in a better position than before, even if they're difficult decisions. So I feel like you're already going in that direction, but that's just an affirmation to continue going in that direction. Second advice card is the Tower card. I feel like you do need to learn a little bit when something's fallen apart to just leave it, leave the situation, evacuate, you know what I mean? Don't try to make something work that's completely fallen apart. It's fallen apart for a reason. The third advice card is, we've got the Ten of Swords. Again, I think you probably still have a bit of healing to do. We've got a few swords here, the Six of Swords as well. I feel like it's been a super hard lesson to actually listen to your intuition, but I know this is so much easier said than done, but try not to take it personally when people have betrayed you or done you wrong. But these are the lessons that you needed. I'm not saying it was right. I'm not trying to make excuses for other people or situations. But, listen to the pain and the suffering is saying, like, away from the situation. If people make you feel really not good and not stressed and like there's no moving forward with them, then don't. Just walk away from the situation. Let's get an angel, ancestor, spirit guide, advice card. Ooh, I've not got this one yet. This is a new deck. It's a beautiful deck, by the way. You've got Star Ancestor, follow the voice of your soul, and that absolutely affirms everything I've been saying. Listen to your soul guidance, your intuition, that inner voice, and you might actually hear it sometime. I'm just going to pause for a second so I can read it from the book because this is a brand new deck for me. 2 seconds. All right, group 1. So your spirit guide card is Star Ancestor. Follow the voice of your soul. Heed the messages coming directly from your soul. That's your intuition. The Star Ancestors is a term for extraterrestrial light beings who are dedicated to the healing and growth of the world. These incredible beings are divine embodiments of love who bring wisdom from the higher realms. Often people feel a sense of connectedness when they look up into the night sky and see the stars, and you might want to just do that. I believe that's because they are remembering their starry connections, and those are what this card represents. The Star Ancestor is reminding you that you have otherworldly support and that your friends from the stars can help you if you are willing to be helped. They can support you in connecting with and following your soul's deepest calling. There is a deeper purpose to your human journey. Not only were you born on purpose, you were born for a purpose. You were born to be a bright light in the world, and there are supporters out there in the universe sending waves of energy to guide you at this time. Information and inspiration that has been coming your way recently is not new information, but memories. Your feelings of being drawn in a particular direction are the awakening of an aspect of your soul. You are being drawn towards a road that will not only light you up, but also help you light up your corner of the world. Continue following the cosmic guidance that is coming your way. So you have this knowing, like what I said, when you have the Justice card, you were innately born being able to see people for who they are, see through all the BS, see the truth of a person or the matter of a situation. And you're continuing to hone that, and you are being supported by your ancestors, your guides, and angels right now. And I strongly encourage for you to have a conversation with them as well. Ask for a bit more guidance, ask for advice, or whatever it is, journaling, however to get that information. It could be writing, might be a good way for you as well. All right, group 1, I hope that was helpful. Definitely click on the timestamp for collective to get a little bit more advice about this. All right, let's go to group 2. Hi, group 2. All right, it is time for you. What is group 2's spiritual gift? Interesting. I think you might be a healer. Wow. I think it's a combination of a few things though as well. Like, okay, so your energy in the past is the 9 of Cups, which is a card that's full, it's the wish card, full of hope and just positivity when it comes to love, not just romantic, but all relationships, family, friendships, work life, everything. I think you really just want communities and people in general to be happy, okay? So that is very, very beautiful. I feel like you're pretty spot on most of the time with your intuition, 7 of Wands, and being able to move forward. You have a decent amount of confidence with that. You're able to really, again, similar to group 1, but a little bit different. You're able to see things with a fresh perspective. I feel like you're not super judgmental of people, but you're still able to see things clearly, and you explain yourself so well, verbally or with writing, or with videos. I feel like you are in touch with your intuition overall. You know to listen to it. Your outcome is the 6 of Swords, and that is a healing card after a lot of pain and suffering. And by the way, all healers, that's you, have been through a lot themselves. So I feel like you know how to use words or videos or writing, blogs, whatever it is, books, for healing specifically. You're able to explain yourself well. And you are such an old soul. You're being aspected by the High Priestess. You have a lot of wisdom and knowing, and you may have practiced a particular religion when you're younger, and you may still do so, or have always just had a strong spiritual connection. I feel like you're tapping that into more. I feel like you're going to be a healer, and you're going to be a really good listener. Some of you might make great counselors. I think that you have had to deal with really toxic people and narcissists potentially as well, potentially addictions and mental illness and things like that from other people. Let's get some, okay, clarification cards for group 2 for what their spiritual gift is. Interesting. You've completely changed so much as a person. So because your Ace of Swords is being aspected by the Death card, so I feel like you are probably presently right now to a certain degree going through a transformation. That transformation might be a little bit easier if you are going to counseling or talking about it, writing about it, just learning about psychology, looking at things from a different perspective as well. You have had some setbacks and disappointment in the past, I think in many aspects of your life, like family, friendships, work, things like that. I think you've really learned how to be happy on your own, because we've got 2 9s in your past, the 9 of Cups being aspected by the 9 of Discs gain, and those are kind of like single independent cards. But you might also be pretty good at manifesting money as well, and just making sure that even when you're on your own, your physical needs are taken care of. So I think you might be, good at physically manifesting money when you need it, things like that. I feel like you're able to, okay, so the 6 of Swords is being aspected by the Magus, also known as the Magician. I feel like you can almost like manipulate people into seeing things in a better way, in a sense. And you know what? That's what counselors and healers do as well, because, well, counselors with talk therapy, they'll almost help you see things from a different perspective. I think you're really well balanced in that aspect. All right, let's just get one more clarification card. Yeah, and again, your intuition is continuing to grow. We've got the Three of Wands, virtue, but that's stepping forward in your intuition and your knowing as well. Let's get some advice cards for how to hone these spiritual gifts, because I feel like you've got a blend of a few, which is really cool. So let's get some advice cards. The first one is the Fool. So just trust. Having that full trust. I feel like because I'm getting this card, you may not fully trust your ability, your spiritual gift. So you really just need to literally, like a child, trust. And also you may have been way more in touch with your spiritual gifts when you were a child, and potentially it might come out a little bit when you're around children, because getting that energy of when you had your spiritual gifts honed a bit better, they were a bit more natural when you were a child, that energy might kind of tap off onto you. So we have these gifts when we're children, and often they're suppressed through culture and things like that. Anyways, it is what it is, but we always have it, and it looks like you're bringing it back. You're going through a transformation. Second advice card, Four of Wands. You might want to go back to where you're from, your homeland, to kind of tap into that, because I'm feeling when you were a child, where you were raised is where you were really tapped into those gifts. And I feel like if you go home to that physical land or the physical house, it might help you tap into those gifts again. Let's get a third advice card. Again, we've got the Magician. Again, so the Magician has actually mastered all of the suits, okay? So I feel like, you know, we've got Swords, we've got Cups, which is emotional intuition, we've got the Pentacles, we've got Wands. I actually feel like you have a bit of a smorgasbord of spiritual gifts, and, you know, you can get them to all work in balance. You're able to do that, so that's great. Let's get a message special just for you from your angels, ancestors, spirit guides about your spiritual gifts. Let's see what we get. All right, I'm going to pause and I'm going to read it from the book, because this is a brand new deck, but it's a beautiful deck and I love it. 2 seconds. All right, group 2. So your spirit guide, angel, ancestor message is the Spirit Fox. Trust your talents in changing times. And that makes sense because you're also being aspected by the Death card, which is you're coming in the end of a transformation, and things are changing all around the world so fast. But I feel like those changes are going to help you hone your spiritual gifts right now. The Spirit Fox features my favorite animal of all time, the red fox, an amazingly resilient creature able to survive in urban environments or the freezing temperatures of the Arctic. Foxes know what it's like to be hunted. For centuries, they have been sought for their precious fur when all they want is to survive. So the Spirit Fox can help you overcome the energies of adversity and unfair treatment. Also, urban foxes hide in cities and go about their business in the darker hours. The fox offers the medicine of blending in. So you also might want to hone your talents at nighttime as well, when the fox is most active. The energies around you are changing at this time, and although it may not always be comfortable, you are equipped with all that you need to survive this shift. You are being presented with opportunities to reach spaces you've never encountered before, and this can make you feel on edge, but be open to the shifts occurring, because they really are the answers to your prayers. The experience of being hunted or threatened is now behind you, and you are being invited to come out from your den and reveal your glory and talents. Call upon Spirit Fox Medicine to help you be seen for who you are, and trust in your talents in order to be the best you can be in these changing times. All right, group 2, I hope you found that helpful. Definitely click on the timestamp for collective so you can get an extra bonus message. All right, let's go on to group 3. Hi, group 3. All right, let's see. What is group 3's spiritual gift? Ooh. Bringing people together. You're so emotionally intuitive. Oh my gosh, you're so good at building communities. And like, oh my gosh, you'd be a great couples counselor or social worker or something, just to help communities out. And I think you're going to start speaking about this a lot more and making money from it. Okay. So first off, the energy we have in the past is the Knight of Wands. So again, you do have a decent amount of intuition. It's more like of an animalistic instinct nature. You are coming up as the Two of Cups, so you might be a Gemini, or possibly, but you've got probably some Gemini in your chart because, you know, this is two people, your energy is two people getting along really. Oh, you could be Libra, or have lots of Libra in your chart. And you are able to help people coexist and get along and just complement one another. You're really good at that, and your gift is coming up as the Ten of Cups, like just being loving and building community and having people get along and family, helping keep families together. You're really good at that. And again, that the energy around this is the Strength card. So you've been through difficult times. It's not been easy being able to hone this skill, but I think you realize how important it is for people to be connected, communities and society and everything like that. So you persevere. You persevere with the difficult things you've been through, and I think you realize other people can do that too. I feel like you're going to start speaking about this. You might start doing, if you haven't already, videos or a podcast or writing about it or just talking to people about this in your community. Yeah, so that's great. Writing about it, didn't really say that. Anyways, and you're also being aspected by Rejuvenation, which in other decks is also the Judgment card, but it's like seeing everything for what it is. And I feel like you've realized in relationships and for people to get along, they need to fully authentically be themselves and honestly communicate and just show you know, their virtues, but also their flaws as well. And just to not be ashamed, to have no shame. Look at this woman. She has no shame. She's like, this is me, completely naked. But you know what I mean? I hope you know what I mean. Comment below if you know what I mean. Okay. I feel like that your work might have something to do with this because your gift is being aspected by the Nine of Pentacles, and that's an individual female, doesn't matter if you're male or female, okay, who is very independent, has created independent wealth. You might also be an artist. You might create art to also help get you to process a lot of the emotions about all of this that you do. That's great. Yeah, so you're very emotionally intuitive, and you're able to explain it well, and your intuition has guided you towards this path. Let's get some clarification cards for Group 3's spiritual gift. Definitely stick around for the collective read at the end, all right? This is so interesting. I think that for you to realize how important community is, you have had to spend a lot of time alone. That could have been during like the lockdowns and things like that, but maybe prior or since. So you've learned this wisdom on your own. Maybe at some point you didn't think that you needed to deal with people, and that's probably because you dealt with people who were deceitful and lied to you, and maybe you had a little bit of that energy yourself. I'm sorry, if we're around people like that, we pick up that kind of energy. It goes both ways. And maybe that made you retreat, but then that retreat made you realize how important community is. Regardless, I feel like you do need to have your own space sometime, but you do love being around other people. You've had a lot of healing. You're being aspected by the Four of Swords truce, which is just healing from a lot of stressful situations that may have kept you up late at night, stressful thoughts, things like that. But your head has become a lot more clear, and you can see things more clearly, like why people say certain things that they do or don't say certain things. And I think that you also have your outcome is being aspected by the Knight of Discs. So I feel like you also have practical solutions to this, like very simple instructions, like step-by-step instructions to kind of help people manifest having better communication and more loving relationships as well. You also might have a way of making money from this, and again, kind of counseling. I feel like everyone watching this video right now would be a really good counselor, or just something like that, to be honest. It's come up in every single read. Let's get some advice cards so you can hone and improve your spiritual gifts, Group 3. All right, first advice card, is the Justice card. You might actually, Okay, you might want to get involved in helping this in the law. And what's the name of that position where someone's like, they're not a divorce lawyer, they're like a mediator or something? Like, you might actually be quite good at that. You might be good with, working in something like human resources where you come up with policies and laws and rules and things like that. But regardless, you're able to see, this is a Libra card as well, you're able to see both sides of a story. So like two people can come up to you and have completely different perspectives, but you're able to see both sides and find that balance. So just continue to do that. The second advice card, we've got the Hermit card. So this has now come up for you a second time, which means that you really, I feel like when you're around a lot of people for a long time, their energies might tap off onto you. So it's really important that you have your time just to energetically reset and get back in touch with your intuition and everything, all right? So you need to remember to do that for sure. All right, the third advice card is the Knight of Wands. So continue to remember like why you got into this in the first place, like how you got to this in the first place, your roots in a way. Always looking at, new situations. You might have to look at you might be put in a new situation, like new territory, but just be confident and continue to follow your intuition, which I feel like you've had since a child for sure. Let's get a Angel, Ancestor, Spirit Guide, Oracle card message for you for group number 3 when it comes to your spiritual gift. All right, I'm going to pause this, okay, because it's a new deck and I just want to read it. All right, so your Ancestor Oracle card is Direction Guardian. Choose your path. Connect with your deepest desires, then choose the path that will make your heart and soul sing. The Direction Guardian card represents the angels of direction. These amazing angels are the ones who come to us when we are at a crossroads and don't know which way to go, when we are unsure of what is right for us or the bigger picture. They can help us know what is best for all involved. The Direction Guardian card refers to the vision of the Hebrew prophet Ezekiel, who is said to have seen an angel with 4 different faces. One was a child, cherub, one was a bull, one was a lion, and one was an eagle. These 4 faces show that angels can appear in many guises and guide us in many different directions, but always for our highest good. So your angels right now are helping guide you to hone your spiritual gifts. So definitely listen to the guidance and the nudges that you're going to get, or that you are getting already. Your path isn't set in stone, and your angels and guides have no expectations for you, nor should you have any for yourself. There are many directions you can take. None of them are wrong, as they all hold perfect opportunities to grow and to learn. But life is to be enjoyed and savored. So if you know that there's a direction to be made, and particularly if you're feeling indecisive, choose the path you know is going to make you light up, and choose with your heart. All right, group 3, I hope you found that's helpful. We're doing collective next, so stick around. Hello, collective. All right, this is everyone's reading, and Ruby joined us. Hi, Ruby, say hi. If you see her over there. So it's an extra special collective reading. So what is the collective's spiritual gift? Let's see. I feel like we're also good at, sussing out situations and people. Interesting. Wow. Look, every single one of us right now watching this has been through some tough times. And I feel like some of those tough times have been recent. The energy in the past is the 3 of Wands. So this is someone like stepping forward in new territory. So in the past or the recent past, you may have begun to get a lot more confidence with your gifts, not just thinking about it, but actually acting on them. We can get these intuitive hits without actually, following through or taking them seriously. But I feel like in the past or the recent past, you've really begun to take them seriously, and that's really helped improve your confidence. You're coming up as the 10 of Wands. I feel like ignoring your intuition in the past, you've almost like reached a breaking point. So you're like done with that because things have just been, not gone as well as, when you're like, you had a feeling that you should or shouldn't do something and you ignored that feeling and then you regret it every single time. that's this in this scenario. You're a lot more confident now with your intuition. Look, we've got 3 wands already, and that's just straight up intuition, like boom, a knowing, without thinking about it, without emotionally feeling it, just a knowing. It's like, I know this, but I don't know how. And you're a lot more confident, and you're kind of exploring that a lot more right now, which is great. You may be using this to actually improve your financial situation. Maybe being out in nature or gardening also helps with that. But I feel like you are able to use your intuition to help grow your wealth. The outcome is the Page of Swords. So I feel like you might start speaking about this more. You might be working with children a little bit more as well. Maybe making videos or things like that, because swords is communication. So you might be posting about it on social media a little bit more, things like that. Again, you're being aspected by the 10 of Swords. So it's like you've got a 10 and a 10. It's like you're fed up with the old way, the old paradigm. I feel like you're now going to be stepping into your intuition and having a lot more trust than you ever have before. So that's great. And it's going to help you build community and just have a lot of people around you that truly love and adore you. And it's mutual. Let's get some clarification cards. And I think you're going to also get better at like speaking your mind without like worrying about so much what other people think as well. Yeah, again, you have a really good, oh, we've got the Magus again. Like I rarely get this card, I swear. So you're going to have a lot of things in your life in a lot better balance as well. And you're going to be able to balance a lot of your intuitive gifts. And again, balance. Look, it's being asked by the art card. Okay, so it's like blending. I feel like, you know, it's not going to be like 100% transformation, but it's like you're going to be blending a lot of these new ideas with your old ideas, and you're going to make it work, just like different spices in a curry. Okay, let's get a few more clarification cards. Look, you know how to do this on your own. I feel like you've learned how to do this on your own. Like maybe you have kind of learned from people online or read books, but I feel like you do have this gift with this intuition, and you've always had it. And in the near future, you are going to be transforming this gift a lot. Like, I think you're going to go through an even bigger transformation than you recently have as well. Let's get some advice cards for collective for how they can hone their spiritual gifts. Okay, when you're stressed or if you're arguing with other people, that's going to hold you back. So you need to, if there are any situations that cause you conflict in your life, it's really important to disengage and to not get involved with drama or gossip, because I feel like that just confuses you so much that it gets you out of touch with your natural intuition. All right, second advice card is to continue to research and learn about your gifts and think about how you want to use them for the future. Come up with some sort of a plan. See, our third one is the 9 of Wands. There is going to be a big challenge coming up to you where you're really going to have to trust your intuition. You will get through this challenge 100%. You're backed by universe, God, angels, ancestors, all of that. They've got your back, right? All you have to do is trust your intuition, which you have at times before, but this is going to be a big test. It's going to be like, okay, should I do the logical thing, or what so-and-so tells me to do, what so-and-so tells me to do, or am I just going to trust my intuition? Trust your intuition, because something is coming up that it's going to test it. All right, let's get our angel, ancestor, spirit guide advice card for you. Direct message for you, how to hone and improve your gift. Oh my gosh, okay, let me pause this. All right, collective. So you got, a previous group got this one as well. So if you got this, I think it might have been group 2. Definitely pay attention again, because it's an extra big message, but everyone pay attention, all right? So the spirit fox, trust your talents in changing times. Stay alert as change is in the air. The spirit fox features my favorite animal of all time, the red fox, an amazingly resilient creature able to survive in urban environments or the freezing temperatures of the Arctic. Foxes know what it's like to be hunted. For centuries, they have been sought for their precious fur when all they want is to survive. So the spirit fox can help you overcome the energies of adversity and unfair treatment. Also, as urban foxes hide in cities and go about their business in the darker hours, the fox offers the medicine of blending in. The energies around you are changing at this time, and although it may not always be comfortable, you are equipped with all that you need to survive this shift. You are being presented with opportunities to reach spaces you've never encountered before, and this can make you feel on edge, but be open to the shifts occurring because they really are the answers to your prayers. The experience of being hunted or threatened is now behind you, and you are being invited to come out from your den and reveal your glory and talents. Call upon Spirit Fox Medicine to help you be seen for who you are, and trust in your talents and intuition in order to be the best you can be in these changing times. All right, I hope you've enjoyed that so much. Please comment below what you thought or how this reading resonated with you. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. I really appreciate every single one of you, especially if you stuck around all the way to the end. And I will see you soon. Bye.